The similarities between North Korea's supreme leader Kim Jong-un and the leader of the First Order in Star Wars The Force Awakens, Supreme Leader Snoke, are undeniable.
Leave the base at once and come to me with Kylo Ren. It is time to complete his training.
So, that is one of the main reasons why I like Star Wars so much, because there's so many elements from real life thrown in there. I mean, it may be an out there escapism from real life, but it does reflect real life at the same time. Like, basically, some people could argue, oh, the Jedi represent Christians. But other people could argue that the Jedi represent Buddhists because of the meditation that they do. Some people would say, oh, the Sith represent Satanists or even terrorist groups like ISIS. Now, to be honest, right, the First Order are basically terrorists, just like ISIS are. But the thing is, the First Order have Starkiller Base, which basically represents the nukes that North Korea forgot. So, does the First Order represent North Korea, or does it represent ISIS, or does it represent a combination of both? Well, that's for your judgment to decide. But I think it's more likely that they represent North Korea, considering both factions have got a supreme leader, and both factions um, basically have nukes because, like, Kim Jong Un has nukes in real life, but in the fictional universe of Star Wars, Snoke has his own type of nuke, which is Starkiller Base. I know it's massively exaggerated because there's a massive difference between a planet destroying super weapon than there is a nuke that would just destroy one country. Like, basically, it says here publics worldwide unfavorable towards Putin, Russia. Like, would this be the case if if Natalia Poklonskaya was in power? I'm not so sure. It probably would still be the case because of her annexing Crimea. But most people see that as a bad thing. I see it as a good thing. Like, it says, but few see Russian power and influence as a major threat. That is why we haven't gone to war with Russia yet. As soon as people start seeing them as a major threat, then the likelihood is that we will go to war with them. I don't want to go to war with them. I don't want to go to war with any country because, like, I would rather us be allies with every single country in the world. But that just isn't feasible because we have conflicting ideals and conflicting morals, like, and conflicting ethics as well. But we're at a stage in society now where equality is a massive thing. Like, so you should respect other people's ideologies. So you should respect other countries' ideologies. Like, I mean, see this person called Margaret Weiss. See that V for the Fifth Age, and then the I for Illuminati. So this is the Natalia Poklonskaya person that I was talking about. She actually represents the Revelation 12 woman. Now, for those of you who are familiar with my previous videos, you probably know how much I go on about her because I fancy her. But yeah, we won't go too much into her in this video because I don't want to be repetitive, otherwise it just gets boring. So, because like how repetitive the Grox one sometimes gets if you've watched his videos. Like, so anyway, in James Bond, Russia is the villain country quite a lot, including this Russian villain here. So, even this is still going on in the modern day with new films that are coming out. Like, for example, I recently watched this Atomic Blonde movie in the cinema, and guess what? Russia is shown as a villain in this movie because it's revealed at the end of the movie that the KGB basically knew everything what was going on. And even in this game, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Russia is shown as the villain country. Like, with the Cold Darkness mode, which is basically a Soviet zombies mode. So, it's just like brainwashing people into hating Russia. That's what it is. Like, you could go on and on about the similarities between North Korea and Russia, like with the nukes and everything. Like, and even like both countries aren't too big on equality. Like, they frown upon gay people and they frown upon lesbianism and transgender stuff. And they seem to think that men are superior in both countries. Like, which is why it would be a massive change of things if Natalia took over, because it would prove that Russia would finally become the equal rights country that it's meant to be. Like, it would just make the national anthem fit the country more. I mean, with their Russian Orthodox Church and everything, they believe in God. So God basically believes in equal rights. So they should respect God's opinion if they choose to worship him. Like, and they should go along with God's opinion. Because at the end of the day, like, God's opinion is superior to all of the people's opinions on this earth. Because, like, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for God. There's a bit of God in every one of us. There's a bit of his love residing within each and every one of us. Well, it's not just a bit of love, it's loads of love. You can't even put into words how much love it is. Like, that is why, like, God, like, comes out with beautiful, like, creations like her. Like, I mean, this whole, like, thing is about the Rev 12 woman. Like, Natalia's the Rev 12 woman, and so is Lara Croft. Like, Lara Croft fights against the system, just like Natalia fights against the system. like Natalia and Putin are fighting against the system. That is why they're both in the same political party, because they are trying to make Russia never go back to the communist days of Stalin. So even this guy's called Mike, just like you have Michael the Archangel. It says Zero, just like you have Zero the Hutt out of Star Wars, the Clone Wars movie. I know it's spelled totally different, but still, it represents the same thing. Like even you see the Illuminati pyramid right there, and even the fact that he's got long hair could represent just like Jesus. He's wearing a black shirt for the darkness coming, and that's why even like the poster's black as well. Even the black bits on that dartboard. The red text is for Satan and even Russian stuff like that, and even the green in the background. It's to do with like graduation and stuff.
So take a look. So there you have it. We have.
So basically, like that is why Luke's lightsaber is green in Return of the Jedi, because it's like he's graduated, like he's become a proper Jedi. Like, so anyway, you know that I just played this clip where it shows the Emperor Palpatine statue collapsing.
So there.
Again, that's another thing that echoes real life, because if you look at the top of the Saddam Hussein statue, is eerily similar to it. But even these pillars represent the Freemason pillars. So, even if we take a look at this but ugly Martians logo, you can see the Illuminati pyramid and the V for the Fifth Age right there. The aliens are probably blue because it represents the blue for Jesus. And then there's even a character called Mike in But Ugly Martians as well. For Michael the Archangel. But anyway, the whole thing, what But Ugly Martians represents, is that it represents like UFOs, like coming to Earth. I mean, it's been happening for years. UFOs coming to Earth. What with everything about Nevada and Area 51 and all of that. Like even the Emperor Bog character represents Satan, just like Emperor Palpatine. So, basically, there's basically a character in But Ugly Martians called Stolt Muldoon, and he's basically like the Men in Black character, because he wears a black suit. It's very annoying that I can't get a picture up of him, but here we are. So there's Emperor Bog there, wearing red for Satan, and there's Storm Muldoon wearing black for the darkness. See, and then even this dog represents K9 out of Doctor Who. And it's all to do with we're nearing the end of the time of the dog, and we're nearing the end of the time of Grace and Mercy. There's your Obama type character, and there's your Rev 12 woman right there. See how she's pink? Just like RC and Alita 1 out of Transformers. Because they represent the Rev 12 woman.